All right, this is my daily update for my build and public log. It's April 11th, 2025. It's Friday, we made it. I'm so happy that it's Friday. So this week I tried to do some automation for getting the word out more frequently for like what I'm building and what's going on. That's still a work in progress, getting the automation like fully working. But I did some work trying to get links for Agents Code, my AI agent API service. I'm slowly just putting links in places that I control, that I could easily add links. Um, I need to do a lot more for that. And I want to wait until this is, I kind of did a soft launch and I want to wait for the full launch to really go like really heavy and try to push the link in hundreds of places. And before I start doing serious link building, because it's still a thing, SEO is still a thing. I'm going to do like what I can now. So I've been doing that the last couple days. I've been working on the documentation that is coming along. I did one productive thing yesterday. Made a contact page, very mundane, but kind of necessary. My plan for this weekend or tomorrow or this weekend, my plan is to get the landing page much more solid. So I do have a change log, okay, but kind of sucks. I have nothing here. I made the contact. There's no about us. There's no terms of service or private. I don't even see it on there actually. Privacy policy. I don't, see. I like all these things are just not buttoned up. Social media. The site is just so not ready, and I think people are coming to the site and it looks so half finished. No one's trying any agents or doing anything. I just want to get it all out of the way and be like done, check. So I'm trying to identify who's the target, but preferably businesses who want like really solid agents and don't want to build it themselves. Why am I bringing this up? Because the landing page needs to be locked in for who your target customer is. And it's a problem that I don't know who that is. So getting the landing page way better is super vital, that's for sure. One thing I really do want is an SDK. So why do I want an SDK? Because I want people to be able to just like npm install a package and go start calling an agent immediately. That would be a huge help because um, as frictionless as possible to get people to try an agent, the better. But that's it. That's it. I'm going to continue working on the documentation. I do have like the first kind of part of it done. I'm hoping to get that up first. So first priority tomorrow is docs. So you can come here and be up and running and trying out an agent. All right, that's the update for today. No questions and comments today. On to my random story for today. So I talked about this in a video earlier this week where I have to jump through all these hoops to get a visa to go to the UK. I needed to compile a list of everywhere I've been and when I entered and left the country for the last 10 years. That's not good. That's not a fun thing to ask me. I've been to a lot of countries in the last 10 years. So I wrote a script, and I'm happy to report the script worked pretty damn well. It got me like 80% of the way there. It put like rough dates. There was a few weird edge cases where it wasn't 100% right, but it was pretty damn close. And I was able to go through that data and just with pinpoint accuracy, quickly just check it off and go, yep, 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 yep. And I'm done. I'm so happy to report that I'm done. This makes me very happy. So I thought it would be interesting to just show you, just so you can see where the hell I've been. And like most of my random stories are stuff from my travels and weird times around the world. And you're probably like, okay, how much did you travel? I shock, people ask me, how many countries have you been to? I don't know. I don't know because I don't care. I only cared about like I want to go to all seven continents of the world, and my goal was to do that by the time I was 35 years old. I achieved that by the time I was like 33, right before I turned 34. I don't care about the countries because I've met travelers who were bragging, literally bragging to my face. And it's like, I've traveled the world too. Why are you bragging to me, number one? But about the number, they're like, I've been to 130 something countries. Who cares? And when you dig deeper with these people, you realize they like went to a country, went to the big airport in the country, stayed, in a very small radius around the airport for like a day or a couple of days, and then took off. They didn't experience anything. For me, it was about having crazy adventures and doing a lot of crazy stuff. So there's countries I spent years at, and I did so many crazy things, way off the beaten path. People visiting tourists, they don't even know about these things. I mean, I really went off the beaten path. And to me, it's about your like. Here's my really hot, spicy hot take. Bragging about how many countries you've been to is like a guy bragging about how many girls he's slept with. That's my hot take. I really feel this way. Who cares if you slept with 1,000 girls if all the sex was bad? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, who cares you went to every country on earth and you were at 80% of them for like 2 days? That's boring. Why you didn't see or do anything? So I don't give a shit about that. I don't even know the number. Well, like this sheet doesn't even have all the countries I've ever been to, just the last 10 years. That's my rant. That's my spicy hot take. So you're gonna see a lot of countries that are like the same, but this is this is it. I did it. My full log. Uh yeah. So I left the United States almost exactly 10 years ago. 10 years and a month. Like I bought a one-way ticket to Mexico, and here it is. Mexico, United States, Mexico, Guatemala, Mexico, Cuba, Mexico, United States, Honduras, blah, blah, blah. Panama, Argentina, Mexico. I spent years and years. I've spent over a tenth of my life in Mexico. Uh, so you can see a lot of just bouncing back and forth between Mexico and the United States. And then I went to Asia, Hong Kong, Thailand, Myanmar, Thailand, Philippines, Indonesia, Australia, New Zealand, Singapore, Mauritius. I have a funny story about Mauritius. South Africa, Zimbabwe, Kenya, France, Monaco, France, Andorra, Spain, Portugal. And this is the first time in my life I went to the UK. This is when I like really started to date my partner. So over 3 years ago, went back to Mexico. That was a shit show. I had a lot of bizarre stories from that time. And there you go. I spent months, 3 months here. And that's my travel log for the past 10 years. Not a lot of countries, but endless adventures in the countries I went to. I'm telling you, I don't know if you saw, but Turkey, I spent um, the most time like straight without going anywhere because of COVID. Like I actually had residency there, like a residency card and stuff. So I was in Turkey for a long time, but went all over Western Turkey. Like I've been to a bunch of places there. Even went back briefly for 5 days. If I have a lot of stories, that's why, because I bounced around endlessly for 10 years straight. It's been nice to not travel the last year. I haven't gone abroad in 1 year. Exactly 1 year. Yeah, look at exactly 1 year. I came here almost exactly 1 year ago, but I have traveled a bit. I have traveled quite a bit in California. Went to a bunch of places I've never been to, so I've explored California. But I'm ready to get out of here. I'm so ready to get on the road a little bit. Not this. This was, I don't know if you see these dates, but this was nonstop. Just bam, 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 bam. The most I'd sit still was for like 6 months, and even then I'd be traveling all over the country, wherever I was at. So this was a lot of travel. Like this, I needed the last year to just like take a break and like slow down and has my life slowed down the last year? Hell yes. So anyways, this is one chapter of my life. I'm going to turn 40 years old, so this is only 10 years. It's quite an adventure before this too. So I have a lot more stories to come. I actually save a lot of my more interesting stories because I want the channel to get bigger before I tell some of my really crazy stories. So stay tuned. Just getting started. See you all tomorrow.